Please come in.
Good evening, Susie. I remember hearing that you like the aroma of tea when you arise. Would you like Earl Grey or Mythic Rose?
Mythic Rose, please.
Excellent.
How sweet of you.
I have some real estate to show you and your friends. Please invite them over to my place as soon as possible, because I have a lot to do, and I want to make sure you and your friends are top priority.
Oh, that would be great. Let me text everybody.
Hey everybody, welcome. I got this iPad to show you some properties I want you to look at. We'll start with the most economical offerings. They aren't much to look at from the inside, but they're practical and have a beautiful courtyard. These single-room occupancy apartments are in the Levee district where feeding's a breeze. Of course, you've got to be discreet. There are 4 units available for a steal at $5,000 a piece. The next step up is a studio apartment with a kitchenette. You can store bagged blood in the fridge or feed your meal before you feed. Ghouls also appreciate being able to cook at home. They are also in the Levee district, but I only have 2 units available for the sweet price of $7,000 a piece. Near the Chicago Loop, we have some very fine offerings. High line. Priced accordingly, of course. All units are on 2 levels. They have a spacious living room with 16-foot ceiling, a kitchen, a bar, a side dining room, 1 bedroom, a den in the loft, 1.5 baths, and a laundry room. They are all fully furnished, more or less. The first one here is a real bargain. Ignore the chalk marks. A little TLC, and she's a steal at $9,000. Next, we have the rock and roll apartment. It comes with a lot of books from the previous tenant. I hear there's something for everyone in this library. There's a small TV and an old school computer in the bedroom. No internet though. It only plays video games. You can live here for $10,000. This apartment is sweet. It has dim mood lighting, and its color scheme is red, black, and white. The bedroom is pretty far out, and the bathroom has some real high-end marble. This apartment is $12,000. Worth every penny. Moving on up, we have this beautiful apartment, furnished with antiques. There's a TV in the old radio cabinet. The bed is very comfortable. This used to be my old apartment at one time. This one is $13,000. Sue, come here. Come next to me. You're gonna really like this one. This next one is with an Oriental theme, and it is filled with ancient Asian artifacts. And don't you get any ideas, all furnishings must stay in the apartment. This apartment is also $13,000. This next apartment is breathtaking. It's bright, it's cheerful, and it has the largest Dimplex aquarium ever constructed. It's fucking huge. The furnishings are modern, and the paintings were done by Toreador Teresa Vorman. It's a terrific bargain at $14,000. Now, for the grand finale, the most luxurious penthouse apartment. It doesn't have a kitchen, but it has a beautiful furnishings, a giant soaking tub, and keys to a storage and work area that still house some old paintings by Teresa. This beauty is $15,000, and that concludes our tour.
Well, of course. I want the rock and roll apartment.
Great choice. You're really gonna like it.
I don't need anything. I'm fine with our old haven.
Me too.
Well, are you sure you don't need a little something extra? Just in case that one gets compromised. Or maybe you need to use it under an emergency situation.
He has a point.
Fine. We'll each get our own single-room occupancy.
You got a great bargain in a practical location.
Gift. Rather than spending a lot of money on your own apartment, why not stay here and go in with me on this apartment?
I'd like that.
I'll take the penthouse with the artist studio.
You won't be sorry. It's a beautiful apartment in a great location, and the artist studio is perfect for you.
Sal is such a salesman.
Okay, everybody. I have to get going, so here are your keys. Enjoy your evening, and good night, Susie.
Avogadro, why is your ghoul such a bitch?
I've been trying to answer that for a long time.
The best thing about her is she's gone.
Maybe her mother didn't love her.
Nobody loved her. But me.
Why do you put up with her?
I still think she can change.
What kind of drug are you going to give her to do that?
I've already given her every kind of drug. Listen, I love her. Love's not always easy. She wasn't always like this. We were deeply in love. I don't know what's wrong with my blood, but I'll never go again.
Let's not keep the president waiting.
Good evening. I'm not sure if you all are cut out for Chicago, but you've proven yourselves adept and useful so far. As long as that continues, you may stay and be rewarded for your service. In spite of what you may have heard, there are still Gangrels in the Camarilla. In fact, we have Rose Hernandez, a Gangrel Primogen, serving on the council. Don't play me for a fool. I possess the right balance of charm, tyranny, political, and underworld experience to be the president of Chicago. There was a time when I entertained the idea of ridding Chicago of gangs. But Chicago doesn't need more violence, so instead, I made sure that organized crime was more organized. Violent crime in Chicago is down 18%, and things run more smoothly. Crime is born of want and need, hunger, and greed. I have one public identity as philanthropist Bishop Blake. As such, I've attended many funerals in Chicago and cried with the families over their lost loved ones. The Camarilla taxes organized crime and invests half that money into inner city schools. We are making a difference. I made a deal with the Lupines to keep out of populated areas, and Rose, the Gangrel Primogen, is making sure they stick to it. I share my vision with you, so there will be no misunderstanding between us. I love Chicago, and the only way to ensure her success in a world with vampires is under the invisible rule of the Camarilla and the Masquerade. You are dismissed for the evening, and remember, my eyes and ears are all over the city and beyond. Good night.
Be here again tomorrow night.
It's so beautiful in these rooftop gardens.
I know. I could stay here all night and dip my feet in the stream.
Come on, you guys. They aren't that beautiful.
Yes, they are.
We should be going. The prince has his eyes and ears on us.
You mean the president?
Well, he sure talks like a politician.
I'm ready for a night on the town.
I call this meeting of the Vampire Hunters Society to order. Do we have any unfinished business?
We do. I'm not comfortable around people who just go and kill whenever they want to. Not only is it morally questionable, but how are we going to learn about what's going on if we don't keep them around long enough to get information out of them?
If the Society of Leopold had found us holding her, it would have been very bad for us. Besides, she was so tortured. I just couldn't stand it.
Maybe you enjoyed it.
Think of her like Rose Kevorkian. It's a humane function. None of us are what we were before our encounter with vampires.
It seems you guys are just a little too eager for the bloodlust. We've all been wronged. That's why we're here. We want the same thing, but we go about it differently.
Spoken like an advertising executive.
From what I hear, Morpheus didn't seem to be a mastermind of anything.
She could have had information that she didn't even understand that she had. It could have been helpful. If we keep killing our leads, how are we going to get anywhere?
There's clearly something bigger going on here and we can't treat them like individual monsters.
Perhaps you looked into her eyes.
What? No.
They have powers of persuasion that draw sympathy towards them.
She had no soul. It was taken with her life. What was left was demonic. I barely leaned into her. When my rosary touched her, she went in a poof of light.
That rosary burned her to a crisp.
And where is her body?
Don't worry about that. It's taken care of.
Let's be practical here. We did get some information from her. She went dancing at One Step Beyond in San Mateo. She met a really cute guy there. He gave her a clove cigarette. He turned her, and she killed someone. That's a decent amount of information. We can work with that.
This is a vampire hunters club. It's what we do.
That doesn't mean we kill at the first opportunity.
The hunting I've seen and heard of has a lot to do with killing.
Can we at least take the opportunity to question them?
I like to ask questions as I destroy them.
We don't even have a safe place to detain them.
Actually, I have the ability to find condemned basements through my job.
Is that safe?
None of what we do is safe. But I know of a place by Whiskey Gulch in East Palo Alto that we could use.
If you plan on holding a vampire, you need really strong chains, or silver chains. The problem is, different vampires have different weaknesses. A wooden stake through the heart immobilizes, but doesn't kill, and they are really angry when they wake up. It's really trial and error.
I've had much success with holy water, my crucifix and rosary.
But Rose, that's your supernatural faith working. In the hands of someone without supernatural faith, they wouldn't do anything.
Let's meet again tomorrow, after we've had some time to reflect. Meeting adjourned.